much, DJ, and all the staff who were here for the warm reception that has been given to me. It has been my intention to actually meet our students on this platform. When I talk about meeting, I'm talking about interaction. On this platform, it has been the convention in this university that whenever students arrive, it behooves on the Vice Dean of Students to welcome them heartily into the university. Fortunately for us, we want to thank the Most High God in the first place for giving us the opportunity of all of us coming together, especially the traveling and journey messages that is given to all our students to arrive on campus safely. We know that most of them are now on campus and engaging in their studies, attending lectures. I see them briskly doing their academic work. We thank God for that. Again, we also thank God that this semester we have begun as a new university. As the host rightly pointed out, this is Akenten Apiamenka University of Skill Training and Entrepreneurial Development. So this is a new university. So we thank all of you for your diverse contributions towards this new status. On behalf of the acting Vice Chancellor, I just want to say that you are heartily welcome. He is very much interested in our students. He takes their worries, their pleasures, their bitterness and everything into critical consideration and tries as much as possible to provide suitable solutions or realistic solutions to some of these problems. So he is very, very proactive in terms of handling students' troubles and challenges. We are so thankful unto Professor Frederick K. Safo, the acting Vice Chancellor, for the opportunity. Again, we also want to thank management of this university for their support in terms of providing a lot of things for us to have our university going, and more importantly, to begin lectures earnestly. Our freshers are especially welcome to this new university. At the orientation, we told you that you have been very, very fortunate to have had a chance of pursuing your degree programs in this university. As we told you, you are going to enjoy a lot. Our lecturers have started coming, and we believe that as you have interaction with them, you are going to see that we have a lot of things to offer you. So you are most welcome to this campus. And as we keep on saying, this university is yours, because eventually you're going to take our certificate and then you are going to be perpetually indebted to this university. So you try as much as possible to protect the good image of this university, because once you do that, you become an alumnus. In other words, we're going to create a very vibrant, vivacious, dynamic alumni where you will feel very proud to be part of that. So let us all protect the good image of this great institution that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, during his presidency, the first session or the first term, has granted us this autonomy. We are so thankful unto him, and even the Education Minister, Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, for their tremendous contribution in granting to us this autonomy that we have all been yearning for. I want to take this opportunity to tell you that COVID is an enemy, a threat to our very survival. Even in the developed countries, we know that they have never been at peace because of this threat that is more or less trying to disturb the equilibrium of our society, disturb our peace. Everybody is sitting on tenterhooks because we don't know what is going to happen to you and I the next day. We are told that this third wave in Europe, and for us the second wave of this disease, is so dangerous that we are told that certain countries have taken drastic measures with the intention of curbing this menace. For example, we are told that Saudi Arabia has locked down the entire country. No plane gets in and outside of it. Spain has declared an emergency, and the emergency is lasting up to March 2021. France entered into its lockdown for 2 weeks. Germany 4 weeks. Italy has followed, and more countries are taking drastic measures to curb this serious threatening disease that has made us all to be sitting on tenterhooks. Please, we say the adage is that health first, and it is very important. Let me make a passionate appeal. Does our continuous stay on campus to do our activities as students, to do our activities as lecturers, is contingent and dependent upon our health. And the way things are going, you heard the minister in charge of information that if care is not taken and we haphazardly live, we lead loose life in terms of guiding against this pandemic, the entire country will be locked down. And what will be our fate as students? We have been here barely 10 days ago for continuous students and for 2 weeks for fresh students. So if you get back home, what have we achieved? When I walk around, I see a lot of our students are flouting the basic COVID protocols, and sometimes I am so shocked and stunned, because sometimes when you go to basic schools, even you see the peoples wearing their face masks and observing the social distancing protocol, but when you walk in front of Opokuwari, what you see is an eyesore. A lot of our students are so oblivious of the fact that they have to wear the face masks, and we are told that at the moment there is no vaccine, especially this third wave and the second wave is so dangerous, is so threatening, that when I see students not putting in their face masks, I shudder to think about that. We plead with you that if you want to continue to stay in this university, engage in our political system, engage in our academic work, whatever we want to do, if we don't take precautions and guide ourselves by observing the simple basic rules that will help us to fight this pandemic, and students do not care at all. So I'm pleading with you. If you are three moving around and you see that one of you is not with the face masks, please, kindly, courteously, and sometimes we say politely, sometimes the way things are going is not a question of politely. Tell the person that you are putting our health in jeopardy by not wearing the face mask. You are more or less endangering our health, and that will hamper us from achieving our academic goals, from achieving our political goals, whatever goals that we have. If we don't take measures to surmount over the difficulties and the challenges posed to us by this COVID-19 pandemic, then I'm afraid, what at all can we do? For example, today, the brief up that we have had, and I want to tell you that Ghana has recorded 5 new deaths and 646 new cases yesterday. Today is 26. bringing the total number of deaths to 372 compared to 335 deaths as of December 31st, 2020. Our active cases have risen from 842 as of December 31st, 2020 to 3,613 as of yesterday. Quite a number of health facilities in our country have been overstretched. And if you consider the fact that we are faced with a lot of economic difficulties and depravity, and our health facilities have started being stretched out, then the future is ominous. There is doom for us. The chances of dying from COVID-19 if you have previous illness, according to WHO, are as follows. If you have heart disease, it's 13.2%. Diabetes, 9.2%. High blood pressure, 8.4%. Chronic respiratory disease, 8.4%. And we want to say that we need to take pragmatic measures. So individuals who may be experience symptoms of fever, cough, muscle weakness or pain, loss of smell, loss of taste, runny nose, vomiting, diarrhea, sore throat, difficulty in breathing, flu-like illness or malaria-like symptoms should report immediately to the university clinic for assessment and management. Please stay safe. Hand sanitizers must be used. Wear your face mask, especially when you are in public places. Practice physical distancing at our various offices, meeting, lecture halls, and gatherings. Especially students are fond of gathering around in front of Opoku Hall. And I say this with passion. Please, there are other places that we can go and take our leisure and then have chatting. You can go in front of the clinic. We have benches over there. If you come to the faculty, the evening students, executive students have got another resting place over there. So don't let us cluster over there. Please, let us observe the social distance. And then let us keep our lecture halls well ventilated by keeping the windows open if possible. Now, I believe that we are going to take the bull by the horn and go strictly and punctiliously by these simple rules and regulations regarding our health in this university. You are welcome. I believe that a lot of students are thinking about students' election. For the past 2 weeks, the acting vice chancellor, myself, my colleague vice dean at Mampong, some legal experts have met because we are totally in a new situation, a new university in these abnormal times. Therefore, we need to take pragmatic measures to ensure that our students' leaders are elected, because we need them. They are partners in terms of managing our university. They collaborate with us. My office is inundated with a lot of challenges that if we were to have SRC leaders, GRASAC leaders, and other association leaders, I think that my work would have been lessened. We are working so frantically, and if anybody is feeling the pinch of not having student leaders, I think it's the management and myself. We feel it even more than you students, but we need to move cautiously. We need to move legally. We started the process, if you remember, but at a point in time we have to pause, and it's very important that we consult legal experts about our new situation and the new pandemic wave that we are experiencing in the country. And so all this thing coming together force us to put on hold. That's why I put notices that we have put the reconstituted electoral commission on hold. We were thinking, reflecting, engaging in series of meetings, and at the moment yesterday we had a crunch meeting for your sake, because we want to respect your inalienable rights. We want to say that you are part and parcel of us. I don't have anything to be so much interested in student politics. What I have is to ensure that students have leaders who are capable, who can help us and collaborate with us, and then work as seriously to raise this image. And you are part of that. You need to sit on important bodies, but we need to cautiously do things. So those of you who think that within this 10 days, I believe that I'm not comparing, but KNUST has not done its election for students. We are all moving cautiously and patiently so that we can eventually legally and then professionally select leaders. That is why we are calling for the leaders of all classes so that we can continue the process. A lot of things have been put on the ground. As the week goes by, as we go through the system, we are going to actually unveil the plans. We are meeting today. We have met yesterday. We met on students political front so that they can have their election, and that prepares them very, very well. But don't forget that at the moment, all the things that we do must be submitted at academic board for academic board and the council to give us the go ahead. So we are working feverishly towards conducting. I'm not going to conduct the election. The students would select your own leaders. As usual, had it not been for the COVID, in March, April last year, you would have had your leaders. And already you had your electoral commission. And most of you are aware that I am one person that, I don't interfere in student at all. I don't gain anything. We want you to select your own leaders so that they can garner your support and you move ahead. So exercise patience for us. Yesterday, the Vice Chancellor himself sat with us through. We're having a crunch meeting as to how we will elect leaders, not only SRC, but GRASAC,
listening to Mine 105.1
halls and other leaders. But continuous students came to school. Today is the 10th day. I don't think that we can rush like that. We need to put the modalities in place so that when we finish with everything, it will be so unequivocal. It will be so transparent. It will be so collaborative. It will be so, something democratic. You respect your views. So we are working. Today we have met and we are putting modalities in place. When we are finished and the appropriate authority have endorsed it, we will put that in the public domain for you to see. But at the moment, I want to say is that keep your fingers crossed. That is why last week I said that every arrangements towards the election must be put on hold with management, so that we can do things expertly, legally, so that when we finish, we will not have any qualms with anybody. We will not have any challenge with anybody. I am not, and the acting Vice Chancellor, the management is not happy that at the moment we have not elected our officers. But you bear with me that the COVID pandemic, and it's still threatening. We don't even know. We are praying to God seriously what tomorrow holds for us as students of this university, not only this university and other schools. So in this abnormal times, as His Excellency, our President Nana-Addo has been saying, we have to do things cautiously, legally. Don't forget, we are a new university, and therefore we have to do things in such a way that the conduct of everything will be smooth, and we will not have challenges and troubles and disturbances. So those students who think that we are delaying, when did you come to school? It's about 10 days ago. And we don't need to rush, especially given our new dispensation, our new status. We need to go through things patiently, systematically, so that when we are finished, we would have done it better. Again, I want to ask that, why are you in this university? My dear students, when I come to lectures, I keep on reiterating this all important fact. You are in this university primarily to get your degrees, primarily to achieve your academic goals and academic aims. All other things are secondary. So I plead with you, first year students, we have already told you at orientation sessions, if you want to have your first class, this is the propitious time to start something. If you want to have pass, maybe this is the time. But I'll urge you that study hard, read more books. The lecture notes that you are writing, when you come for lectures, write something, read. Whatever textbook that you have, read. That is not sufficient. Go to the library. It is open for you. We told you. And read so avidly and so voraciously, because reading makes a man. At the end of it all, when you finish and you come back to continue with your masters and your PhD, if the programs are here, we will be happy to hand over the baton of leadership to you. So please, you are here primarily to study. Let me also say that religious groups must be very careful in the way they cluster to pray. Professor Galloway once defined prayer as an instinctive cry of a human soul to a power that it thinks it can help it in times of need. So even if I want to pray at the lecture room, I can pray. I don't have problem with your mode of prayers. But within this COVID pandemic, don't let us cluster too much. Let us pray for God's intervention. But don't let us cluster so much. Let us individually do our things. Let us observe the social distancing protocol. Don't forget that we and Mampong campus come together to form our great university. So whatever decision that we take, especially so far as my office is concerned, we do that with Mampong campus, the vice dean of students at Mampong. We do that with our legal experts. We don't do things in isolation. So, as we have already indicated, everything is being done to ensure that you have successful and smooth conduct of your election. But we need to be careful, put proper modalities in place against the fact that we are a new university. And then, lastly, be wise with all apologies. Be wise. Be an intellectual. Be conscious of your security. Don't give in to anybody who want to feign and pretend to be your friend. You have come here primarily to study. That should be your focus. At the moment, we have student support desk at my office. In spite of the fact that we need to reduce the level of interaction with students at my office, we still have opened our doors to you. I believe that some people have problems with their results. Some didn't come because we are working them out. We were faced with a challenge, and therefore go to the lecturers, the exams officers, politely and tell them your challenges. With time, all these things will be solved and we have a smooth semester. We pray that this semester would end successfully. We don't want a situation where and we have prayed to God that nothing will happen to any student, and that is my prayer every day when I go down on my knees. Of course, some of us believe in that. Management believe in that. But maybe students may think that we are just there at office, doing our work. Apart from doing our work, we are also thinking about you spiritually. When you also pray, remember us. Study very hard. Be mindful of your friends. Be conscious of your security. And I think that it is the duty of God to give you bread. God will give you bread. But if you want milk or cheese, you have to struggle for that. Don't forget the trials, the depravity, the levels of hardships that your parents have gone through to invest in you to be here. Think about your background. Do not join companies that will spoil your life. Develop good moral characters. Please be your friend keeper. and I believe that things will go well for you. Thank you very much this evening for your attention. I've already indicated that you are welcome to this great university. Study hard. Don't forget that COVID is there. We don't know who is going tomorrow in terms of death, so be very careful. And then take your academic work serious. Student, I am thinking of the election, and I've already indicated that we work in tandem with Mampong. We have met yesterday throughout the whole day. We had a crunch meeting about that. Plans are underway. At the appropriate and propitious time, we put it in public domain because we need to seek the consent. But all class reps who have been elected or appointed by their classes should, and most of them have come to my office, we need your names and their deputies. And then we need your contact numbers. Very soon, you will be called to a meeting for us to democratically consider a lot of issues. And from there, we'll be moving forward. All those who are aspiring to hold offices, we encourage you. But when the time comes for you to engage in your campaign, we want you to do so without malice, devoid of malice, devoid of character assassination. Please be very, very decent. After all, when you hold this position, it is a kind of testimonial for you to go into the national level. So make sure that you don't spoil or you don't soil, you don't tarnish your reputation because you are writing your testimonial. You see, let me end by saying that sometimes I'll be in office. Those your leaders who have finished, whether they treated us well or not, came up to us to write reference letters. Just this semester, I've written not less than 30 reference letters. So, in spite of everything, you are our students. We are your lecturers. Respect all the lecturers. Attend classes punctually. And then if you have a problem, don't pick any qualms with a lecturer. If he does something you don't understand, go to him. They are very, very good, very mature to understand you, listen to you, and help you provide suitable solutions and panacea to the problems and the challenges that you are confronted with. And on behalf of the Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Frederick Sappho, I want to say that you are welcome. We think about you. He's always thinking about you. He's developing infrastructure. If you go behind Rob faculty, you see that there's a 9-story building. He's thinking, he is so much conscious about the fact that students must study comfortably because he himself is an expert in educational technology. So he understands the provision of congenial, serene environment for students to study. But you realize that this is a new university. We by all means will have challenges, but to be a man is to take pragmatic measures to surmount over your difficulties, and there you can stand up, chest out, and say that we have made it. We cannot say that we alone have made it. In collaboration with you students, we are going to move forward. Today we are talking about student-centered approach in terms of administration, and that is what we believe in, and that is the reiteration of the Acting Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much. God be with you. God bless you, protect you from this COVID disease, and may we all have a peaceful stay on campus. Good night. Thank you very much.